Let's see. The soft sell. Let us say your goal is to sell yourself as a personality, a trendsetter, a candidate for office. There are two ways to go: the hard sell, the direct approach, and the soft sell, the indirect approach. In the hard sell, you state your case strongly and directly. You tout your achievements, quote statistics, bring in expert opinions, even go so far as to induce a bit of fear if the audience ignores your message. Some people will be offended, resisting your message even if they say it's true. Others will feel you're manipulating them. Who can trust experts and statistics, and why are you trying so hard? The soft sell, on the other hand, has the potential to draw in millions because it is entertaining, gentle on the ears, and can be repeated without irritating people. The technique was invented by the great charlatans of the 17th century Europe. To peddle their elixirs and alchemical concoctions, they would first put on a show: clowns, music, vaudeville type routines that had nothing to do with what they were selling. A crowd would form, and as the audience laughed and relaxed, the charlatan would come on stage and briefly and dramatically discuss the miraculous effects of the elixir. In the centuries since, publicists, advertisers, political strategists, and others have taken this method to new heights, but the rudiments of the soft sell remain the same: bring pleasure by creating a positive atmosphere around the name or message. Daily Law never seemed to be selling something that will look manipulative and suspicious. Instead, let entertainment value and good feelings take center stage, sneaking the sale through the side door. That's from The Art of Seduction, Soft Seduction: How to Sell Anything to the Masses. All right. Okay. The soft sell. Put that in there. So basically, lower their defenses. Get them to like you first, then sell them something. Still waking up. Alright. Let's go be productive. It's actually a little annoying how much I dream all night now. It seems like the pendulum has swung to the complete opposite extreme of not having dreamed for years, or at least not remembering any of the dreams that I've dreamt for years. So now, it's not that or I guess it seemed like I didn't dream for years. How about that? Not that I didn't remember them. The other extreme is that it just seemed like I don't dream. But now, it seems like it's all night, over and over again. Like the only one I remember, I woke up here and there all night, having remembered that I just had a dream. But this is the only one I remember, because the most recent one. Somebody was telling me, someone was trying to explain something to me about guns. I have no idea why. They were talking about the Glocks, and it was like, I woke up like, what the, why is this in my head? But then as I woke up and get ready to go, this feels like I didn't sleep all night. And this is getting slightly annoying now. It feels like my mind doesn't get to rest at all at night. So now the pendulum has swung the other direction. It feels like my mind is completely active all night. And I wish that weren't the case. Have some drink real quick. Well, I guess I get to catch up on a lot of podcasts I missed over a 4-day weekend. At least that'll keep me busy mentally at work. Yeah, I guess it was all those years of indulging in cannabis. That's what it seems like. Like once I started doing that, like my dreams went away. Not my like metaphorical dreams, my actual physical dreaming mechanism was like, I don't know if it was like just, I don't know what that does. It does something. I should probably look that up. It's interesting. But it seems like as soon as I stopped doing all that, this whole dreaming aspect completely came back. I am so tired. This is crazy. What did I say? Happy birthday, USA 250. That's funny. The Caltrans has like a sign on the side of the freeway. It normally says like for freeway closures, these lanes are closed or whatever. That's what it says. Happy birthday, USA 250. This seemed like a pretty tame situation in my neighborhood. Normally, well, I mean, I guess we were gone for a little bit, but normally there's like huge explosions all night. This year, no. Which I guess is good. Everybody behave themselves. Oh, come on. This turn is not that serious. You can go a little faster. Hopefully all the lanes are... Hopefully my exit's available at work. How about that? Had a fun day yesterday with the dogs. Everybody was well behaved, both dogs and humans alike, and it was pretty packed. And I was with the small dogs and the big dogs for somebody's lunch break. Big dogs are easy. They were a lot of fun. Yeah, these repairs they made on this freeway, in the slow lane, feel much more rough than the original freeway surface. Yeah, so I'm also reading through this Napoleon Hill book again. I'm at the part where he's kind of like pointing out the attributes of success, and then he goes into the attributes of failure. It's like a whole list of them that are like the major causes of failure to achieve one's calling in life. And unfortunately, reading that list, I have a lot of those attributes, which is unfortunate. So I don't know what to do about that. Might as well just have all of this drink. Already yawning. Hopefully this will kick in as soon as possible. After I get past this truck. Let's see what this one says. Don't drink and drive. As I'm about to have my energy drink. That's funny. And there's some people hauling ass. Or maybe they're probably just driving as fast as I used to. I guess I used to haul ass for that, maybe. I'm going like 65 exactly. They're passing me up rather rapidly. They're actually not that bad. I think I was worse. They're probably doing something like 70, 75. I used to be moving much quicker than that. I always kind of wondered if I would be okay, not okay, but if I would do well working in sales. I've never had like a sales job. Say it takes a certain kind of personality to be able to excel in sales. Guess you got to be a talker, so probably not the best thing for me. Then again, if it's something I'm interested in, I could talk endlessly about it. So I don't know. Because it depends on what kind of sales I was in, or if it's something I believed in, or it was a product that I knew a lot about. I don't know. I am just so freaking tired. And my mind keeps thinking about all that whole list of things that I have to figure out a way to correct. What does this one say? Same thing. Don't drink and drive. Well, I need energy. That's hard to feel. It's hard to not feel hopeless after reading a list like that and seeing so many things in yourself. A little annoying. I'm trying. Uh, I wonder if he knows his light. All the lights in the back don't work. I wonder if his hazard lights work. Going up the hill. Everybody can go around. Wonder how rowdy it got out this way through the forest. You can see the whole Santa Clarita Valley from this downgrade. It's kind of pretty. I bet you could probably have seen a bunch of fireworks going off. Speaking of, a thought had just occurred to me. I saw like a little video of these little robots that they make. I don't even know what company makes them, but they're doing all kinds of different tests with them. And they had one doing like an army crawl with a sword on its back, and it looked kind of funny. But they're teaching them to do activity and physical maneuvers that would be necessary during warfare time, which is slightly concerning. And what brought that thought up is I was thinking again about how the whole 4th of July and the sound of all those fireworks does sound like, close your eyes and forget it's 4th of July. It sounds like war. That's what warfare sounds like in the distance, all these little pops, explosions and stuff. And then that little robot pop came to mind. I'm like, how crazy is this? It's going to be exactly like Terminator. Exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be a war, and humans are going to be shooting robots. That is going to happen at some point. Like, how the heck did this happen? Or why are we allowing this to happen? It's pretty wild. And it just seems pretty inevitable at this point. It'll only be a matter of time. And what is the event that's going to cause it to take place? There's always an event, right? Like I was reading about the history of this country, and it was like these soldiers in Boston, British soldiers, people started to resent the fact that these people were like patrolling their streets. They got sick and tired of it. So is that what's going to happen here? We're going to have robots patrolling the streets. People are going to be like, fuck these guys. Probably. That's probably how it's going to happen. They're going to patrol the streets. They're going to sell it to the people. There's going to be a reason for them to be there, though. Like, when it comes to the history of America, it was because the British were here to maintain control over the first colonists. I guess there was stuff going on over here that they wanted to keep an eye on. So they just placed British soldiers in the first colonies to maintain control. I don't know if anything exactly happened that was necessary, other than it was supposed to be an extension of Great Britain. And I guess what happened is they were conferring. It's like we were still under their control, but we were a little bit like we were being taxed, and there was like a whole bunch of stuff that was like a little bit of an oppressive environment taking place, that we were like, screw this. What do we need you for? We can do this on our own, kind of situation. And that's why we declared independence. Like, we don't need you. You do this. You're actually not helping. You're hindering. But it's going to be a different dynamic with robots patrolling the streets. There's going to have to have some sort of other reason for that to take place, if that's going to be what happens. Let me see. What does this sign say? Hopefully my exit is open. Otherwise, I'm going to have to figure this out again. All trucks stop at Scales. Okay. Scales are open. That's a good thing. Cool. Looks like we'll be okay. Well, normally if the scales are open, my exit is open because for these trucks to come out of this area where the scales are at, that's the lane I need to be in to get into my exit. That means that lane is open. Yay. Anyways, if that event does take place, I don't know that it'll even take place in my lifetime. Maybe. I don't know that any generation other than mine would actually be up for the fight, though. I wonder about that. And it's crazy too when you look at the age of the people, like the signing, right? John Hancock, Samuel Adams, all these guys, they're younger than I am now, which is pretty wild. Think of these people being like, a little older, maybe. I don't know. You'd think they'd be somewhere around my age. They were like in their, what, 30s? Early 30s, late 20s? Who knows? I think 30s. But it's pretty wild to see how their minds worked at that age back then compared to how the minds of the average 30-year-old works today. You can't even compare the two. I mean, just read the Declaration of Independence. Whose mind works like that in their 30s now? Very few. There's some, but the average person I'm talking about. Just a bunch of slop. Or, here's a thought, all the immigrants that are coming over, let's say something were to happen in the next 20 years, they've kept that policy in place. It'd be something like, okay, if you want your citizenship, go fight the robots. Guaranteed citizenship for fighting robots. Alright, I'm here, still waking up. Everybody have a great day.